Hey, we're here with Mark Douglas, President and CEO of Steelhouse, talking about connected TV, what's happening, and I'm thinking the death of the ad agency. Mark, thank you for being here. First, tell everyone what Steelhouse does.
Steelhouse, we provide tools for advertisers, for brands to essentially deliver ads on television, connected television, and other digital channels, so they can do it on their own, and they don't need big agencies and other things to be involved.
Right, so all those big agencies that put all those ads up for the Super Bowl kind of might go the way of the dodo bird?
Well, they play a role. I mean, it's certainly, some of them have had declines,
yeah,
but they're challenged right now because the brands are becoming more and more comfortable with doing this on their own.
Right, because I would think, like, if you're a startup in particular, why take that big cost on of advertising? There's so much you could do on your own.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. A lot of the large agencies depend on the CPG brands, the brands that sell you Tide and those kind of products, and they're challenged to get the emerging companies as customers.
So you guys use some method of algorithms and AI to figure out what ads I'm going to want to see?
Yeah, so essentially everyone's behavior, just broad general behavior. I think most people, if they're going to see ads, they want them to feel like they have something to do with their life.
Yeah.
Because they're viewing them, and so we have technology that helps to kind of identify which advertisers connect right with the appropriate consumers.
You have some amazing clients, though. Overstock is one of them.
Yeah.
So let's take an Overstock. Like, what would you do in particular for them? I know, I was saying this to you earlier. I buy sheets.
Right.
Am I going to get lots of sheet ads now?
Well, I don't get,
because I only have 4 beds in my house.
Well, I don't think Overstock, someone like Overstock wants to know exactly that you buy sheets. What they probably want to know is that you're moving, or you're in market to move, which you project in a whole bunch of different ways. Moving is one of those life events that people do.
So it can figure out that I'm going to need a new couch, a new rug.
Right, and then Overstock has a whole catalog of products that fit the moving category as one of the parts of their business. And so they're not trying to market at you. They're just trying to basically make sure you're aware that they have products in that category, and for them at very good prices.
So I buy more.
Yeah.
Advanced Auto, same thing. Travelocity, that's interesting to me. Does that mean, like, I was just away, so they'll target me with another great trip?
Well, actually, probably, maybe you are looking at buying an airline ticket, but then you know you're going to need a hotel room, and you're not going to buy that from the airline.
I saw an interesting stat on Nielsen, and we're going to talk about Nielsen in a bit. Overall media usage among U.S. adults 18 and older, up to 11 hours. Doesn't anyone work? Like, what?
Well, you can now watch television everywhere.
Everyone's watching it at their desk.
Right. so that's referred to as connected TV. Everyone may not know the term, but it's something we're all participating in. So that's watching TV on demand. You can do it on Roku, you can do it on Apple TV, you can do it on an Amazon Fire Stick, and you can do it on your phone or tablet. And so now you can watch TV everywhere, and you can essentially kind of carry the TV with you. You can ride the subway home and watch television. Yeah. And so what's happening is overall television consumption is rising, but traditional, like sit on your couch and watch TV on something hanging on your wall, that's actually declining.
Big time, and it's crazy because then you got to wonder why half of us have bought all those big screen TVs. They don't even get turned on in my house.
Well, watch sports, watch a movie,
and that's it.
It plays a role.
If it were not for sports, right? Why do we need live TV? You get news on your phone.
Well, because
everyone's listening to TheStreet.com.
More than 60% of Americans are watching the majority of their television on demand now.
70% of households have some sort of connected TV device. Yeah. So that means a Roku, an Apple TV, a something.
Yeah, or the TV itself.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 70 million. Yeah. 70 million households.
I think that number is actually low. It's rising very rapidly. I think the current stats are about 400,000 people a month are moving off of cable onto connected TV. So that's like a city the size of Miami per month.
Wow.
That's how fast this is transitioning.
This has got to be like scary then.
And you can feel it, like you're doing that probably yourself, right? I know I am.
So let's talk about who wins and loses here. Who wins, first of all, other than Steelhouse? Who wins?
Well, I think you're seeing like YouTube Live, some of these new offerings to replace cable. They're winners. Netflix basically led the way. Their Netflix numbers, I think, over 75% of American households have access to a Netflix subscription. So all of these content providers, guys like CBS Interactive, they did Star Trek, new show. It's only available on connected TV. You can't watch it on, it's not broadcast on CBS, and it's a big show. It's a big production show. So all these content providers, all of the people who provide the devices, they're winners. The biggest obvious loser is Nielsen. You don't really have a need for ratings when people are logging in and playing the show. That, like, there's no need to estimate the size of the audience anymore when you can just know the size of the audience.
And I gotta believe the cable companies are freaking out.
Yeah, they're challenged.
Because why? You know, we just had this conversation in my house. My kids watch Amazon Prime and Netflix.
Yeah.
So why do I have cable?
Well, you don't need...
The Food Network is all we can come up with.
You don't need cable for anymore to get the television. You need it for the pipes, the internet connection, to do connected TV. Thus, you know, the whole net neutrality debate. That whole set of issues.
All right. And we're not going to go there. I'm gonna,
that can last a while.
Exactly. I am, though, going to change the conversation to corporate culture. You learned about corporate culture from, like, one of the greatest, Larry Ellison at Oracle. What did you learn?
Well, I was at Oracle relatively young. I was early days of my career, and my first job in Silicon Valley, and it was just the concept of you had to be at work at a certain time just didn't exist there. It was more about trust and being clear about what the expectations were, and then trusting me as an individual to work the hours I needed, to do what I wanted to do, and to deliver. And so now, at a point in my career where I'm leading companies, I bring a lot of that same spirit, a culture based on trust and ambition. And I think just really giving people the freedom to do their best without all the rules.
It's what people want these days, isn't it? Like this whole old school clock in, clock out, that has just gone the way of, like, you know, the guy or girl who stayed at IBM for 30 years.
Yeah, I mean, that's gone, but there's still a lot of, like, in a lot of companies, you still have to be your corporate self. Yeah. And so I encourage everyone at my company is, like, I don't want the corporate version of you, I want the real version of you. Like, I want the version that, I know who you are, I can trust you, you can trust me, and I think that's really important.
Well, I wish people could see that the real you has combat boots on right now. One of the coolest things that I read that you did is you gave everyone $500 if they opened this app, Acorns, and started saving.
Yeah. So,
because your people are young.
Right. So the team, not everyone, but the average age is in the high 20s. And I know when I was in my 20s, I wish people encouraged me to invest more money.
Yeah, me too.
So I said, if everyone, and I just learned about this app, I have no affiliation with the company, it's called Acorns, and it microinvests. It basically takes the loose change in your bank account, the spare change, and invests it in a brokerage account, the fastest growing brokerage firm in history. And I said, if everyone installs that app on your phone right now, there'll be $500 in your account tomorrow.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And they did.
And they did.
Clearly.
And every new person that joins the company, the same thing.
You also instituted a 3-day weekend once a month for every employee.
Yeah. So again, everyone loves feeling refreshed from a long weekend, from a holiday weekend. So we decided, when I say we, it's me and the team I work with, why not have a holiday every month? So the months that there aren't a holiday, we added a holiday to we call Steelhouse Day. And it's a holiday you get every month.
Steelhouse Day, I love it.
And people are using it. They're going skiing, they're doing all sorts of stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's fun. And then you come back on Monday and you feel...
And you feel good.
Yeah, you feel refreshed.
Yes, I totally get that. All right, before I let you go, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you your thoughts on this Comcast Sky, potentially overtaking Fox deal. What do you think? Yeah,
so I'm not a big fan. I think Comcast is already challenged for the reasons we talked about, which is the decline in cable subscribers. They at least have the pipes that they can hold on to basically charge more money for the internet access. Sky Broadcasting doesn't have the pipes. So you have a challenged business buying an even more challenged business. I don't see it. I don't get it. I certainly don't get it at $31 billion. So I think if I were a Comcast shareholder, I'd be concerned.
You're pretty cool.
Thanks.
And I bet you everyone is going to start to apply for jobs because not only are they going to get $500, they're going to get 3-day weekends. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.